Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman Adventures with Rhiannon, Retired Slow Play Kynseed, part number 27. And I just love this entry, so I have to leave the way this starts because it's so pretty and it just sets the whole feeling for the game. So in the morning times, we kind of do the same thing. We get up. I try to save the game by sleeping in my bed for an hour, around 5 a.m. or more if I can. And then we get up, and I always light the fireplace for some reason, and then send our husband Ash off to do some adventuring. I need to get some food made so I can send him some extra stuff when he goes. It kind of buffs up his stats a little bit. And but I need to figure out what I need to send him. Haven't done it yet, so I'll get around to it. We got quite a few tasks on our list. I hate it when I get so many that it starts to, I have to scroll down to see them. I just hate that. I know that's silly, but it is what it is. So on the 14th of winter, so in 6 days, we got 2 babies coming. And if you watched the previous episode, we figured out that when we play the spin the wheel game for the babies, such an interesting game mechanism, that I could have done all 3 at once if I wanted. I didn't know that. I saw that on a stream and thought, what? So I was really happy to learn that. So we already had 1 baby that they lay in their crib and don't do anything until they turn into children. And then, so we'll get 2 more that are coming soon. And what I'm looking here is the friendship levels. And so I had I had some things that I wanted to get started on first. I wanted to start a family, which we're getting good progress on that. And I wanted to become a shop owner and hopefully a successful one. So I do have 2 shops. I have the Apothecary in Candlewich Village, and I have the general store in Candlewich Village. And currently I'm only selling fish in the store, but it has not been specialized yet. And that's coming up soon. You need 3,000 brass to specialize. I don't want to be broke when I do it, so I'm kind of saving my monies for that. And that's going to be a goal coming up here really soon. Other thing I'm trying to do here in the morning, I've got 2 sheep right now, and I really need to get another one. I think you can only have 3. And I'm trying to gather fertilizer from them to fertilize my garden. And what I'm trying to do is get the whole entire garden fertilized before I plant it in the spring. I'm pretty sure that the fertilization rolls over into spring. Not 100% sure on that, so hopefully I'm not wasting my time on gathering that fertilizer now. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do. And occasionally, oh, look at that. Thank you for the fertilizer, whichever one of you gave me that. You kind of grab your bucket, hold your right mouse button, and you collect it. So I have read so many times that the sheep fertilizer is better. I also read I got a proverb that said to put fertilizer on the whistle root. Now, obviously, I missed it there. I missed it again. I don't know how to tell. I don't know if I should wait until it's full size. That seemed to go right on top of it. I can't tell. Supposedly it makes a difference, and I don't know if it does or not. But it was a proverb that I read. I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. Wouldn't that be great if it increased the quality of the whistle root? So I don't know if you do it like right before you pick. I don't know. I thought I'd give it a try anyway, since I had a bucket of fertilizer. And so off we go the rest of our day. While I'm getting going on things here, I just want to welcome you to my channel. I got a lot of new subscribers, and oh, I'm so happy you are here. It really is validating when I see that more and more people are enjoying what I'm doing, which is very different than what I have seen, which is why I decided to do this channel in the first place. This is a retired slow play. What that means is we are going to take our time and enjoy this game a day at a time. There is no min-maxing here. There's no power gaming here. I'm not going to finish this game in less than 100 hours. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm going to enjoy getting to know all these characters and their stories. I'm just going to enjoy it, and that I've got plans. It's not like I'm just playing without a plan or anything like that. I've got plans. As I mentioned before, we're getting closer on the first things that I wanted to do. The next thing I wanted to do after I got those other things going is to start to make good friends with all of the people in the whole world. Now, it's broken down into havens. So the first haven that we are a part of is called the Vale. And so I am trying to make best friends with everybody in the Vale. Once I've done that, then I will move on to the other havens. And when you pull up the map, you really can't tell where the havens are. And there's what looks like cities. They call them, developers call them locations. I call them towns or cities or whatever. But I kind of know by looking through the official wiki, which there's a link to the official Kynseed page there, and there's a wiki on there that the developers are working on. By the way, today's Betty Scrumpy's birthday. I had noticed that, and we gave her a gift, and she's like, hey. And she tells us that she gave us Ned's birthday. Oh, that is so cool. Thank you so much for that. Anyways, I'm going back to what I'm talking about is I want to make best friends with all the people in the Vale first. I don't want to stretch myself out so much that I'm, who am I being friends with and who am I not? So that's what I'm doing, is focusing on that. So once all of the hearts on that list, you saw the list of all of the villagers in the Vale area. Once all of those are all read all the way across, then, oh good, item permission. Ooh, yummy. I can get all of the Scrumpy's goodies. They have a huge orchard, so that's awesome. As soon as I get all read all the way across everybody that's in the Vale, then I will move on to the other areas. And in the meantime, we'll continue to be working on my shops. I tend to micromanage them. I don't know if I will later. We'll see. Right now, I'm constantly checking them. I'm constantly looking at what I've sold. I'm constantly looking at the profit. I'm constantly, for the Apothecary, I'm constantly, getting my knob eyes. It's really hard to get them. I'm constantly restocking them. The Apothecary, I'm always making my remedies. I try to get there every evening after it closes. And the general store, it's a fish. I'm going to make it a fish market just because I love fishing so much. I decided that it would be a kind of a good idea to sell as many fish as I'm enjoying collecting. So those are the things that I'm kind of focused on right now. And later in game, this is a very unique game. I've not seen this before. It may be out there, but I haven't played a game like this, where when my character hits age 50, the Rhiannon character, Rhiannon her body is going to pass away, and she will live on in one of her heirs. And so you pick one. Now, if you don't have any, if you decide not to have a family, or if you don't want to have children, you don't have to, but you will be able to pick an heir from the orphans at the Old Woman Who Lives in a Shoe. And so that's kind of an interesting game mechanic that I've never played before. So age up, obviously it's going to take a long time if I just simply wait and age up naturally. However, there is that mean old grubby guy called Fairweather who looks like a rabid bunny rabbit. He kind of is evil looking. And he will trade you years of your life for things that are very, very useful. And so, if we want to speed things along, you could trade for items. We're going to give Herbert some gifts here. And so we'll see. I think what I probably will do is wait until the babies have come, and then may go see Fairweather and see if there are any items. I think they change out each year. So if you know that for sure and I'm mistaken, and please tell me down in the comments. I'm pretty sure they change out every year. And if I see one that I think is going to be useful, I'll consider trading some years of my life for it, especially when the babies are in the cribs. They're in the cribs for like 5 years, I think. I don't know why it's so long. But then they become children, and then they're children from whatever age, I don't know what age they are when they come out of the cribs, but then they're children until they're 18. So I'm thinking while they're babies might be a good time to see what Featherweather's got and maybe trade since you can't really do anything with them. I've actually did a test on my test play to see what happens if I give the babies gifts, because you can play with them and give gifts while they're in their cribs. I did this, and I had no relationship points with them at all when they become children. So I don't think it helps at all. Now, they may end up changing that by the time you're watching this, because they're constantly making improvements. I shouldn't say constantly. They are often making big improvements on this game, adding all kinds of nice things. But at this point, at this time, then it was nothing. I have a perk point here, and I had read that you could get a brass bonus on a sale the friendlier you are with people. So I decided to pick that this time. There's so many different ones here. Supposedly, and I heard this on Discord. There's a link down in the bottom to the Discord channel, that if you own all the shops and all of the shops go to the highest reputation level, you will have enough perk points to get every perk on all the stores. Someone added it all up. I would never have taken the time to do that. Someone added it all up and checked it out, and sure enough, there are enough perk points to get all perks. So I'm being selective about it at this point. Right now, I haven't used any perks in the general store. I don't see the need for my purposes for what I'm doing. Man, Ned's grumpy. I got to catch him when he's here and give him some gifts or something. Even though we're best friends, he come into the shop and he's super red-faced negative. So I don't know why that is. One of the updates that they put in, it seemed to have changed that. And when you hire somebody, they're already red-faced, even if you have the highest reputation level with them. So I'm trying to give them points, or give them gifts when I see them in the stores, always talking to them and making sure they're getting the proper amount of money that they require. And so I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if it's a design thing. I don't know. So anyway, oh good, Clay. We're best friends with Clay now. That's great. So you gonna give us anything important? Artisan Rob plus my, okay. He's giving us the quality rating for the Swam Flash. What a weird name for a fish. Okay, also, you can give the gifts to people in their mailbox. I happen to see Edna in here, so I want to give it to her directly. But if you come to give them a gift at their house and they're not there, you can put it in their mailbox. Isn't that awesome? The mailbox is one of the most awesome features in this game. It's like you don't have to go searching for someone. If you want, you can put it in the mailbox. You get the same amount of, like I didn't have to go find Edward. You get the same amount of friendship points, the same amount of reputation. Only thing you don't get is if you give somebody something and they're going to tell you something, they can't tell me. I think if I find them later, then they can tell me something. So mostly the mornings that I have here will be running around here for a while, especially, and talking with people, giving them gifts. Definitely do not want to give Isaiah Green a strawberry. Did that, been there, and trashed the relationships. Previous episodes, you've seen me trash a few relationships. I'm sure that's going to happen in the future as we expand out past the veil, because you don't know what they like until you give them something, or until someone tells you. So someone told me that Teresa Green likes carrots. I just found that out like previous episode, I think. So now I know what to give her. I know 2 things not to give her, but I didn't know anything to give her that she would particularly like. And you get more friendship points with things that they like. Oh, what do you mean I can't have your carrots? I'm friends. Not close enough. Getting there. When you make pretty good friends with all of the people that live in the house, then you can raid their gardens and their fruit trees and the bushes and stuff. So got to keep working on those relationships. That's why I was very excited about the Scrumpies, because of their amazing orchard that they have. It's like, oh my gosh, wait till you see how much stuff that they have. It's winter here, so there's no fruits on the trees or the bushes, and that's okay. We'll get some. This is the Browns. They call it their cellar. And I had forgotten I had already gotten their chest. Some households have a chest somewhere. Sometimes it's in their house. Sometimes it's in like down there, and they call it their cellar. And if you make best friends with them, then you can they'll start giving you codes for their chest. And the Browns, Arthur Brown, when I made best friends with him, he immediately gave me all of the numbers. There's 3 different numbers to get into the family chest there. So that's another reason to make best friends with everybody, is to be able to get their chest, and they offer it to you. It's not stealing, and it's some really cool stuff. You can get recipes. The Browns, in that case, I think it was either 5 or 10 5-star rainbow mushrooms. I was like, what? So how long would it take me to have gotten those otherwise? So I'm hanging on to those. Don't know what I'm going to use them for, but by the way, you can give gifts while people are sleeping, but you cannot talk to them. Isn't that funny? Okay, I don't know why they're sleeping at 1 p.m. I don't know why they're still sleeping. So anyway, that's another reason why to make good friends and be good neighbors. So occasionally I'm going to give Holly a pumpkin. Look at that friendship rating went right up. And that's not even her birthday. So that's good. So we'll make good friends with everybody for all those reasons that I mentioned. And it's just a part of the game. There's so many parts to this game. It's a little bit overwhelming. Or you can make it simple. You can make it real simple. I don't think that John Bowes has any goodies for me, except for that chest right there, which I really want to get into. He doesn't seem to have any fruit trees or anything else. It's kind of weird. It's like, why am I getting permission for nothing here? So I didn't know where he was, and I want to make friends. Oh, he likes, what is that? Is that a gooseberry? Yeah, we'll give him that. There we are. So I find it interesting. Sometimes the gifts that you give them that they'd like or have different point values. So sometimes I'll get like 20 or more, and then sometimes I get like, I don't know, 9 or 10 on something they supposedly like. It's like, okay. Very weird. I don't know how it works for sure. I think there's a lot of things we don't know how it works. I've mentioned the main official wiki. Only the developers can add to that right now, and they are super busy, so it's not being fleshed out real fast. Again, at the time of this recording, this game's only been out just a little over 6 months, and they have been doing bug fixes and all kinds of things. I mean, it was in early access, which I was not a part of, but I don't know how big the team is, but they are hard at work doing the next update, which is supposed to be pretty awesome from what I'm getting the hints and tips about from the devs that are on the Discord channel. And they do answer questions, by the way. So I want to encourage you to look at the main webpage. It's in the links down below in the description. There is a wiki there. So I do find some things. That's how I found out that these places are called havens, and then locations within the havens. So that's how I found that out. It's on the wiki. Okay, thank you for that information. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all that they're doing. There also is a fandom wiki that's there. I've used that some. I haven't checked it to see if it's more thorough or fleshed out yet. I don't know the answer to that question. But there is one there, and I've used it a few times. I have also included the Discord channel, which is really your best source of information. I can't tell you how much time I've spent on that. What I've done is I'll go in, and let's say if I want to find out something about Pat Cow, I can search for Pat Cow's name and find any conversations where anybody else has asked that question. So I'm getting a lot of information that way. Plus, it's a good group of people that are happy to answer questions. No question is stupid. There's all kinds of forums there. General questions help. Spoilers. So if it's something that seems to be a spoiler, they'll put it there so that if you don't want to know something, you don't accidentally see it. So I definitely encourage you to go there as well. So anyway, check all those links down below if you want help playing that game. And boy, do I want to be friends with this cow family. Look at that chest sitting right there. Yes, sirree. I want it. I don't know how we get it, but we're gonna work on these friendship levels. It seems like the cows have super negative relationships with me for some reason. Look at all that. They're not neutral. They are down in the tank here. I don't know why that is. There's got to be a reason behind it. They're certainly not nice to you when you first start talking with them. They're kind of rude. They say rude things. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Everybody's got backstories. I'm skipping a lot of this text and conversations and things. And for something important that you need to see, I'm trying to show it to you, but I'm not reading it and that kind of thing. I will slow down and occasionally read a book if it's an important thing that you need to know, or that I want to know. I will show it to you. So let's see. I did pick up some milk that I want to give Pappy. Look at that. Pappy Cow loved milk. I gave Pappy Cow milk and I got 7 relationship points. I probably could have gotten better for Strawberry, so that doesn't make any sense to me. Why should I go out of my way to give him that? But you never know. I mean, what was it? Clay. I mean, was it 30 points for a loved gift and it's not his birthday? I don't understand how they're doing it, or why it is the way that it is. It just is what it is. I do know I do not want to give him hated gifts because, oh my heavens, previous episodes you've seen me tank relationships. They go down 61 points. 61. It's like, okay, why is it 61? That's a lot of points when you're working at them, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 points at a time to go positive. You're going that much negative. So this is Mother Hubbard, and I hadn't been in here in a while, and I thought, let's go see what she wants. Well, she wants simpleton stew and carrots, 2-star each, and Mother Hubbard will let me use her stove. I thought, well, maybe we can make that simpleton stew. Look at that. I think I have those ingredients, so let me check. The quality of the items that you cook, in this case simpleton stew, is dependent on 3 things. Number 1, the ingredients. They have to be pretty high enough quality to get what you're trying to get. And then the mini game performance. Now, I figured out, so you see how the middle thing, it's like an hourglass? That means that ingredient takes longer to cook than the other ingredients. So I'm trying to match it up so that they're all done about the same time. Because if you don't, one item cooks too long, and I think I kind of messed it up. So I waited for a minute to put that last ingredient in. So I got it pretty close. See, the middle one is cooking a little bit longer, but not horribly long. So I'm trying for 2-star simpleton stew. Let's see how we did. Got it. All right. I thought, well, good. But she needs 2 of them. So let's see if we can do another one. And the reason why I'm getting as good as I am is because I've got 2 ingredients that are 3-star and 1 that is 1-star. So I'm trying to do my best on the mini game performance, they call it. And I hate it that they actually call that in game. It's kind of not role playing, but how well am I cooking it? So we'll see how we're doing. Give it another minute there. Let's see. That's pretty close. I still think the middle one's going to cook a little bit longer. I have to be honest with you. The first time I did, I wasn't paying any attention to any of that. And then I was watching a live stream of this game, and I thought, oh, that's why there's 3 separate timers. Oh my gosh. It didn't seem obvious to me. Okay, 1, 2. All right, good. That's exactly what I needed. So I'm going to be able to get some kind of a bump here. It says get double stews and soup yield. So that's what I'm going to get for this. All right. And then she gives you some really bizarre information. Mother Hubbard's a little off sometimes. I don't know. Maybe she's kind of old. I don't know. It's the dialogue in this game is actually, a lot of it is hilarious. So here I'm checking out what's my next level of stuff. Do I have it? I don't have apple pies. I don't have blueberry jams. So we're going to be working on that at some point. I do not have 3-star pumpkins, and so I got to make sure I grow some. And these are all pies, 3-star pies. So it's going to take a while to get this, and I'm not overly concerned about it. It's not my main focus. My main focus is fishing right now, but heck, if we pay attention, I had not been paying attention. Even the carrots. I mean, I could have been here a long time ago and given her those carrots. So mostly I'll focus on fishing. I will work on Mother Hubbard, and I work on Marshite, who is the gardening person, because there are some really good benefits for that. So we'll be checking in with Marshite soon to see what we need to do next and what levels we can get. Mostly I will focus on fishing because I love it so much. So, and you get some really cool buffs. I really like the leveling system in this game. It's unusual. at least to me, it's unusual. There's two different things you get. First off, your fishing. Let's say I'm talking about fishing. You get your fishing levels. So you have a fishing rod. You don't actually get a better fishing rod. You just increase your skill. So your fishing rod is increasing. That's what they say. Get a level 7 fishing rod or whatever. You can't buy one. You just increase your skill. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when you go to see the master, who in this case the fishing master, he gives you things to do. Bring me, X number of this kind of fish. And when you do that, daggone, it was at Cow Pat Farm, and I could have got that. So when you do that, when you hit those, when you give them those things that they want, you get things like you saw what would happen when we gave Mother Hubbard the things that she wanted. So it's benefits, perks. I guess they would be called perks. So you get higher quality fish, raising your fish level, and you get perks from turning in the fish that are needed to twig in that case. So I think it's a really interesting mechanism, a game mechanism that, I don't know that I've seen that in games before. If I have, I forgot. For my new viewers, I have a little bit of short-term memory loss, and some things I forget that I wish I wouldn't forget. But it is what it is. It's not affecting my life too terribly much because I keep nonstop lists of things. I mean, I have lists of everything. Anytime somebody asks me to do something, I immediately put it on my list, because when I don't do that, then I forget to do it. And it's not anything overly new. I did that my whole life, my whole childhood. I was very forgetful. So now, as I've gotten older and I have normal senior memory loss, I seem to have gotten the whole quota for the entire family. I make lists, lots and lots of lists. In my description down below, I do have a spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet has the attributes of ingredients, because if I haven't found the proverb, I don't know what attributes that they have. If I only went by the ones that I know what their attributes are, I can make almost nothing. So that is why I'm using a list of attributes, basically, so that I can figure out what I can make and add to my shelf. Otherwise, I would have 3 potions on my shelf. For my new folks, there's 3 different, they call them stations. You can go to any of them that are actually showing there, and no matter what station you're at, depending upon which remedy you're making, it will automatically put you on the right machine, for lack of a better word. And there is powders, creams, and potions. And this is a cream making station here. And basically you put your ingredients in the left, let it drop through there until it says very runny. Turn on the right side there, turn the wax on. And then the kicker is to try to get it to perfect. And I don't hit it very often. Most of the time it's good. It's just good. And the quality of your product, in this case I got 3 stars, is dependent upon both your ingredients, how good they are, and the way you use the machines and how well you do. It's called mini game performance. I have found that the more remedies that you can get on your shelf each day, the more reputation and money you're going to make. Because if your employee can just turn around and grab a remedy off the shelf and hand it to the customer, they're going to be so happy. Plus, they can help more people a lot quicker. And if you don't have what you need on the shelf, then you can watch them. They very slowly make their way back to the back of the shop, and they'll make up a remedy. If the ingredients are there for making that remedy, they'll make that remedy. Otherwise, they're going to make a placebo. And you've got about a 50-50 chance on that working, and meaning you're going to either have a happy customer, you got a 50-50 chance of a happy customer and an unhappy customer. Abdomen, 4-star, nice. I was very happy to see that. As you can see, there's lots and lots of things that I can't make yet because I don't have the ingredients. And I haven't really seen a comprehensive list of things that you should have so that you can make everything. I know that some of these ingredients have multiple attributes, 2 and even 3 different attributes. So, and some of the attributes are kind of negative. So I haven't figured all this out yet, but I do know that My shop is profitable. I do know that I'm starting to get more and more ingredients that I'm finding or scavenging, and I know I can purchase some. I know that purchasing them can really cut into your profits. And while that's okay, I don't want to lose money, and it's easy to lose money when your employees start wanting to be paid a lot and you're buying a lot of ingredients. So I really do need to go on more scavenging missions and finding more and more ingredients. Perfect. Oh yes, I got a perfect one. Yes, yes, yes. A perfect gore blimey. I don't know how good the ingredients were. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! I like it. Unfortunately, I couldn't make as many as I would like to because I just don't have the ingredients. I really got to get going on some missions and go get stuff as much more than I have been, because I want to start stocking up that shelf as much as possible. And I also want to make sure that I'm getting over to the burial grounds more often. There's grave lilac down here that is a really good ingredient to have in the shop, and so there's a number, I can't remember how many there are. I want to say 6 or 7. Bell pepper is living there. Okay, I think that's interesting. Where did she come from? Very interesting. I think this is where maybe where Ash lived. I don't know. So what I'm finding, okay, there's a 3-star. So I learned something, and we're going to see if we learn it here or not. You want to use your sickle for anything that you can, because you get things. Some things matter what you use the sickle on as far as quality. So you want to use it as much as you can. So you can see the little green bar above my sickle. There's also a way of looking at your stats if you want to know what your current stats are. And I know there's one over here, so I always got to remember to come and get this one. That's a secret place that old Jacob told us about, and I wasn't sure if I had the boon. I don't think I have the boon to get seeds with my sickle on the what is it, the weeds and things. I love it when I have that boon. I tend to knock weeds down all over the place. It's kind of fun, but anyway, use it as much as you can. Who is this? This is Ginger Nut. What the heck is she doing wandering around the graveyard at night? I don't know where she lives either. I know she's around somewhere, but obviously I've missed her today, so let's give her something here. All right. She's kind of an interesting character. At the beginnings, when she's telling her stories, it's like, really? Now, look at that. 4-star grave lilac. It's 10 p.m. So I think I'm getting better grave lilac after 10 p.m. I made note of that time because I was getting 3-star before that, and then I got 4-star. So obviously you want to have better ingredients, right? We've talked about that. So let's make a note. We don't chop down the grave lilacs until after 10 p.m. So I don't like being out after dark. It's hard for me to see. The screen is dim, but this game kind of pushes it. You've got to do that to get certain things, certain qualities. Certain items can only be found after a certain time at night. The moonfish, for instance, you can get them after midnight. And so I think it's after midnight. So unfortunately, it kind of pushes you to play after dark. I kind of don't like that. Yes, I know I can to change my the brightness on my screen. I kind of hate doing that for the one game, but I got to do what I got to do. I want to make sure that I'm able to get the things that I need. Later in game, very late in game, there's some things that are really hard to get. I've heard people complain about it. Clay sent us a gift. What's a proverb for the white rose? So that's awesome. And here's Holly. What is she going to give us? I love it when we get gifts in the mail. Isn't that fun? Oh, she gives us a 4-star apple. We'll keep that because I don't think we have any yet. Not to my knowledge, and I think we need them for something. I'm not sure. I decided to run over here and see if we've got any fish in the pond. Like I mentioned, we can get moonfish at nighttime. I don't know if it has to be after 10, after 11, after 12. I haven't watched it close enough, but I do know that I want to get them because moonfish sell for a good amount in the shop. Not even specialized yet. and they sell for a good amount. So I do want to try to get those moonfish. I'm standing right on top of that whistle root and I missed it. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, I forget. Let's see if I remember. Here we go. 3-star. So I don't know if I would have got better whistle root. So I thought what I would do is go on up to the Dreamer's Nook. There's also a whistle root there, and let's see what we can get. If it's the same, then obviously I did something wrong, or I read something wrong on the what I thought was a proverb for the whistle root. I'm not sure. So I'll have to double check. It's in my inventory. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. Yep, Ash's return. I hate it that he's gone from 6 a.m. until 3-star. So I got 3-star again, so it didn't matter. I hate it that Ash is gone so long. As you can see, as I'm putting what the perks are on, you can see up to the right when I hold my mouse on it. And I don't have the fish that I'm needing yet. It's going to be a while to get that 3rd rung, but not forever. One of the reasons I'm sending Ash to where I'm sending him, which is Tirnanon, is because I want him to get his skill up enough that, or his experience enough in the area, that he's going to be bringing me fish back that I need to take to Twig so that I don't have to go fish it up. It's one way that you can do that. It's random and it may take a while, but you know what? This is a retired slow play and I'm okay with that. So, oh, look what we got. We got some more fertilizer. Thank you, sheep. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the bottom down here and I'm going to start fertilizing all of the planting spots. And then we'll see what happens when spring comes, because I think it will kind of roll over. At least I'm hoping it will. And so I only got the one, but that's okay. And I don't know. It seems like sometimes they give you that the fertilizer right away, and sometimes they don't. So check and see what Ash brought us. Look at that, a 3-star flicker fish and 3-star fishy wishy. So that's going to be the end of our day and the end of our episode. Thank you so much for following along. Please give me a subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you like my videos, please give them a like. Between the likes and the comments and the subscriptions, it makes YouTube like me better, but it also makes me feel like I'm doing something other people find valuable. The most important thing is I want you to have a wonderful rest of your day.